Hey everybody, the Captain here, and it's got a video request. Time to do video requests. Oh, you people. He's on vacation. Let's send him a bunch of video requests. Anyway, young man writes and want to be kept anonymous. Hello, Aaron. I'm a big fan of your blog. I hope you're keeping yourself warm in Minnesota. I'm in Florida. Yes, I am keeping myself warm. Here's a small biography about me. I am 24, have a bachelor's in accounting, no student loan, and currently have $4,000 in my savings account. All right, not bad. I live in New Jersey with my parents and commute roughly 40 minutes to New York City for my job. Well, the commute sucks. That's not bad for New York, actually, 40 minutes. I need your advice on what I should do with my career for 2015. Right now I work in expatriate accounting, and it is a complex concept that I am still trying to grasp. I recently bought books to study for the CPA exams to get my CPA certification. However, I've been living in New Jersey since I was born and want a change of scenery. I know you like to talk about Bakken oil fields, and I was thinking of having a career in the oil industry. I don't mind working and getting my hands dirty, but I have a health problem. I have lupus, and it is an autoimmune disease in which the immune system attacks my healthy cells. That just sounds sucky. I knew lupus was bad, but I thought it was a form of cancer. That sounds like AIDS, you know? I'm not accusing you of having AIDS, but it sounds horrible. It just sounds horrible. I cannot work in a harsh, hot environment for a prolonged period of time, or my immune system will get out of whack. My questions are, should I study for my CPA and get my certification before moving west to work in the oil industry, or should I travel to North Dakota and Texas around mid-2015, start working in the industry while I'm young? What are the jobs beside accounting that I can work in the oil industry without having too much exposure to the extreme environment? Regards, Anonymous. Well, here's the thing. Watch the previous video I put up, because it looks like the Bakken oil field is going bye-bye. Not permanently, not forever. It just, the boom is starting to bust because there's just too much oil in the market right now. And the oil prices are going down, and it's no longer profitable to run those rigs. There's some concern there. So I would hold off on that plan just to go out west, be it Texas, North Dakota. They even got like Kansas. That whole shale formation runs pretty much the entire Midwest. But addressing some of your, with that in mind, addressing some of your other concerns, yeah, should you get your CPA? Yeah, if you think you can do it. What I found really interesting, I know you may have trouble grasping it, but if you're doing expatriating or expat accounting, are you talking like things like moving out of the country, international taxation, stuff like that? Because that, I think, would be a future. If you get your CPA, I know a couple people who specialize in setting up offshore asset protection trusts, things like that, so that people have money overseas in case the shit hits the fan here in the United States. They use ways to legally lower their tax bill, not tax evasion, tax abatement. I think that's a huge field. And you mentioned here that you're Hispanic, so if you're bilingual, that would even help out even more. But it's really if you want to pursue that. Regardless, getting your CPA is definitely doesn't hurt. I have a video about whether or not it's worth getting your CPA anymore, because the amount of constant progressive credentialism and CPA, continuing education, it's a guild where they're really starting to, they're trying to make it, they're being assholes is what they're being. They just can't let people get their CPA and then enjoy life. So, but yes, getting a CPA is not going to hurt. What was I going to say? We got your CPA. Oh, with your disease there, yeah, your physical labor just isn't going to be for you in the cards. And I know a lot of people who are in physical shape and say, "Boy, I can't do roofing anymore because it throws out their back and all that." You're already coming from a disadvantage, of a physical disadvantage. I mean, unless you really want to do manual labor just to get out, okay, I understand. But dude, I don't know if it'd be worth it. Your long-term career is going to be, unfortunately, a desk job or something like that is not as demanding. Then again, I don't know too much about lupus and how much that can be controlled. But yeah, you go out to North Dakota, in summer it can get 90s easily. And definitely in Texas or Louisiana, all that shit gets hot. And then it gets cold in North Dakota. I don't know how lupus does well or bad in the cold. But you're outside, you're exposed to the elements. It's going to suck. That's assuming the boom continues on. Regardless, long term, I would recommend, yeah, get your CPA, kind of I hate to tell someone not to do something, but because you got this disadvantage, it's really, yeah, you're just gonna have to, you know, I don't mean to make it sound this bad, but it's like you're in a wheelchair. You're not gonna walk. You know, you have to operate by that principle because that's the reality. So, you know, don't go take a job because you want to be outside, then you die. You know, then all the cubicle work in the world would seem great. The other question is, do you think being Hispanic is going to have an effect on you getting employment? Dude, don't listen to those fucking leftist, Democrat, socialist fucktards in the media, your politicians in the New Jersey, East Coast liberal intelligentsia fuck ups. Just don't, they don't care. They want you to come and work for them. You get a CPA, I know there's studies. They'll go get someone who's a victim studies professor and hates white people and hates America. They'll go do a fabricated study. Say, look, everybody's discriminating, and they'll have empirical data, but the data, but it's all. I don't believe any of these studies anymore. I just don't, because like if you're an accountant and you're going to work and you're going to show up and these guys need the labor, they're not going to be fucking around. Matter of fact, the fact you're Hispanic, you know, if you show up dressed, well spoken, blah blah blah. You know, maybe let slip your... don't do that, because then maybe you get a Democrat. I was going to say, if you let them know you're a conservative or libertarian, you're like the perfect affirmative action hire. It's like, look, here's someone who ain't going to be a whiny fucking cunt. He's going to show up on time, wants to make money, work hard. Do not, please, do not. See, and think about this. Think about that. You think they'll discriminate against me? Well, if that's deterring you from applying, well, doesn't that become a self-fulfilling prophecy? Hispanics don't apply because they're afraid they're going to be discriminated against? You haven't even gotten the opportunity to be discriminated against. So go, apply. No, they're not going to discriminate. And if they are, they're fucking redneck hick douches that you're probably not going to want to work for anyway. So don't let that bother you. They're going to look, they're going to see CPA, and they're going to say, boom, there it is. And off you go to the races. Anyway, so yeah, I wish you know yourself better than I know you. I really think that international expat or expatriation accounting, that is a very interesting field. I think there's potential there. If you don't find it, if you're bored with it, you find it mind-numbing, I can't force you to study that. I think that'd be something interesting. But larger point, yes, get your CPA. One final thing that I'll mention, I forgot to mention this. You're in Jersey, yes, get the fuck out. Just get the fuck out, man. Go check out Texas. I always tell the young people, go to Denver. I think Denver is a fun fucking town. If you don't want to go to Denver, I would recommend any state that has no income taxes. Florida, Tennessee, Texas, South Dakota. Look them up, you can find them. But yeah, you gotta get out, man. Go to a place where there's mountains, or there's canyons, and there's desert, or there's something where it's warm and there's no fucking snow. And then use your accounting degree to get you there. Now, related to that, before you get your CPA, find out what states have the least requirements for CPA certification. You may already be committed to New Jersey, and I know maybe New Jersey is really easy, but if you get your certification in Texas, you may not have to have master's courses. I know a lot of this is the continuing education thing. The CPA boards in the different states are requiring more and more things before you can even sit down and take the test. So I know, where is it? Was it Minnesota? They're starting to require master's courses. Like, fuck you. I mean, there's a funny story. I'll tell you a funny story. There was this guy, he was on the Minnesota CPA board, and he died recently, and he was like a long time. He had CPA certificate like number 7 or some really low, like he was one of the first people to get CPA. You know what he had his degree in? Nothing. He just studied accounting, sat for the fucking CPA exam, got certified, and then had this amazing 50-year career in accounting. He sat on fucking boards. He was in charge of Minnesota, the CPA. Well, he wasn't in charge, but he sat on the CPA board of Minnesota. And this guy didn't have a degree. And now the same board's like, well, you need to have a master's. It's like, fuck you. Do you want him to do accounting or not? So I go look at different states, you know, balance it out between states that have no taxes, states that are absolutely gorgeous and fun and beautiful like Utah or Colorado, and the CPA certifications and requirements. It's going to take some travel. It's going to take some time. You got $4,000. I know that's probably your nest egg, but maybe build up a little bit more and go visit these fucking towns. Check them out. See which place you really jive well with. Start applying for jobs. To, you know, juxtapose it against your CPA requirements, and then maybe try a life in a different town there. And you know what? Try a year, 2 years, you don't like it. It's all right. You got out of Jersey. Now try the next town. Try the next town. Just explore a little bit. You're only 24, but you're smart. You're on the right track. But yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think Bakken. You know, you can always go there if it booms back up. You can always go into the oil industry, and you can work accounting in the oil industry. But that boom looks like it's going away, and that may not be an option to you. So anyway, hope we did give you some options. And yeah, but just rule number one: get the fuck out of Jersey. That's all we got. Toodles.